right, so the Knicks played the Clippers last night, but I don't really care that much about that one. They lost. What I really wanted to look at is their game versus the Lakers and just kind of break down how much this team is letting down Jalen Brunson, especially when you consider how much he is doing for the team, and then you look at how much the team is doing for him. All right, so it's a play like this that really kind of accentuates how much this team needs a secondary playmaker, play initiator in crunch time because just look at this frame here. I mean, Jackson Hayes is one-on-one with Brunson, sure, but Dalton Connect, his man is Bridges, but he's shading down on Brunson. DFS, same concept. His man's OG, shading down. Luka's playing heart no mind in the dunker spot. LeBron paying cat no mind in the corner because he's not going to make that pass. All of this defensive attention is being paid to one guy. And why is that? Because they know no one else is going to punish them. They can get away with this because no one else is going to get the ball, take one dribble, drive it in, or get the ball, just pull it confidently. We got shooters, sure. But if OG beats the Lakers, they'll live with that, okay? If Mikal Bridges beats the Lakers, they'll live with it. You do not have that second guy who strikes fear into opponent's team's defense. That is what the Knicks need. Despite the fact that all this attention is being paid to Brunson, he's going to make the right play. And, of course, this one's pretty easy. Just swing it to Mikal, take advantage of this closeout, and nice easy jumper. Now, here's a play that, quite frankly, I look at and, I see what Jalen Brunson does, okay? And following that, I just look at the contributions of everybody else on this team in crunch time games, and I just sigh. Because just look at this situation, okay? Just really think about this for a second, okay? You have 6'1" Jalen Brunson attacking 6'8", 250-pound LeBron James, okay? He's giving up like 7 inches and at least 50 pounds in this matchup, probably even more, okay? And he does not care. He is inviting LeBron James to try and stop him as he is driving into the paint with a 7-footer helping down on him, okay? How this team can see Jalen Brunson doing this, okay, and then they just lay down and do what they do in crunch time it's really heartbreaking, okay? Because this guy is doing literally everything, okay? He is getting just absolutely demolished if he brings this in, okay? LeBron is on his side. Jackson Hayes is helping down, okay? This guy is doing everything, okay? He is inviting so much contact every single night, okay? And credit to Josh Hart on this play, okay? Because he made the 3, okay? Good job. Thank you. You did your job. But the point stands. Now, I could go on for days and days about how disappointed I am in the 4 other Knicks starters in terms of, their crunch time performances, and I could go into the coaching. I could go into all of that, okay? I will later. But I just wanted to freeze frame this particular right here because just look at this, okay? Like, there's just 7 dudes just crammed directly in the paint. Like, it's 2025, modern spacing, all that stuff. Nah, we don't need that, okay? Everyone just pack the paint and let's just run straight ISO one-on-one top of the key. This is pure hoops right here. Like, if you don't like this, you don't like basketball, This is just... I really can't... This is just so funny. Like, I'm such a nerd for laughing at stuff like this, but it really is just... If you watch any basketball, this is just hilarious. And I mean, just play the footage. I don't really have anything to say other than that. Jalen Brunson's ridiculous. I don't know how he hits it. Now, we could all look at all the Jalen Brunson highlights we want to, and we'll all come away with the same takeaway. He is fantastic. 1A superstar. Okay. So, in order to kind of boost it up even higher, I'm going to show you what happens when he's not on the floor, and the Knicks have to create a shot from somewhere else, okay? So let's find the situation we find ourselves in, okay? Here we have 6th man off-ball guard Deuce McBride ISOing a very strong wing defender with 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. Now, I'd be lying if I said I loved this position, and you know what? I don't even really have to say anything, okay? Just watch the footage, okay? Just look at it. Step back middies with the 6th man off-ball guard with under 40 seconds to play in overtime. I really don't think I have to say much. When Jalen Brunson leaves the game, this team is inept. They cannot create offense. All right, so now that we have kind of just looked at plays and stuff, let's just talk about what the problem is, okay? And the problem is in coaching. The problem is Tom Thibodeau, okay? Look, Tom Thibodeau has his strengths. He is a fantastic floor raiser. When the Knicks first hired him, they were like genuine laughing stocks, okay? And now they're a consistent second round team, okay? Obviously, yes, they've improved the roster, but he has brought a level of stability to the Knicks coaching situation, which has not been seen since like the days of Jeff Van Gundy. So, good job on him for that. However, at this point in time, the team has simply outgrown him. In terms of late game offense, and just offense in general, really, he is way, way too reliant on his top two players, and more specifically, Jalen Brunson. Like, yes, when Jalen Brunson is resting, he'll run things through Cat, but oftentimes the offense simply devolves into play off of Jalen Brunson. Okay. And for a guy like OG or a guy like Hart, sure, they can exist like that. But the problem really kind of comes into full view when you remember that this team traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, okay? And I understand he has struggled and he hasn't been good enough, okay? But it's hard to believe that any other head coach could not get more out of him. It's just impossible to fathom that any other young up and coming assistant coach, wouldn't scheme some things up for him. You know, this is a guy that dropped 40 points on national TV on Christmas Day. This is a guy who was a key part of an NBA Finals run. He scored 27 in an NBA Finals game in his like third or fourth year in the NBA, okay? This is not a guy who can't play under pressure or who is incapable of having big offensive nights. The problem is he's just not getting the chance to show that. And when you give the package that you gave up for him, you cannot just not run things for him. That's just it is a failure from top to bottom. All right, so just like one last thing on like Cat and future stuff, and then I'll just wrap up here. But I thought Cat, they let him switch onto the ball handlers on screens, and I thought he did a good job. I really did. He wasn't having to back up like he does in drop. So, in terms of perimeter defense, I think Cat is fine. He's about on par with other centers when it comes to perimeter defense, which, isn't very good, but it's better than his drop. So, credit to Tibbs for actually changing something for once. But in terms of what this team can do to fix this, lack of creation problem, obviously now you can't really do anything, but in terms of offseason, you're gonna have to get a new head coach. It's just not gonna happen with Tibbs. You're gonna have to go the way of a new and young, inventive mind at your head coach, just to try things. See what works, see what doesn't. Figure out what your team operates best with. And thank you to Tom Thibodeau for making us solid again. But it seems the time has come for us to move on past our fearless leader. And also, you could always just acquire a player. If they were to pivot off someone as early as this offseason, I would expect it to be Cat. Who could you get for Cat in terms of, a guy who can create a shot? I don't know. Maybe Kevin Durant says he wants to come to the Knicks, It's a long shot, but who knows at this point, crazier things have happened. Luka got traded, Anything can happen at this point. So, yep, that's really all I have. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. All that good stuff.